So.
Yeah, Brian, he's really good about having the mana left to hold on to something like God's Will.
He's also playing Become Immense.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere.
And there is the green card that gives it protection, I believe, out of the new set.
Yeah.
He plays some very, very strange cards compared to most normal decks. Yeah, which is what makes decks like this really good. Don't know what to expect. Just sort of like last game in the Thopter's deck when she played Chandra.
1 second.
And Temur Battle Rage. I was expecting that, and they were definitely the game winners.
Yeah, Rogue deck wins, right? Isn't that usually how it's looked at?
Yes.
Rogue deck wins.
Especially when you just change a few cards out of a deck that's already set, and you just throw that curveball at them just to get that extra damage. You don't know what to hold the counter spells back for, what to kill, because you don't know what's coming next.
So, anybody left in the chat, what have you guys thought so far? And do you have any questions for us?
And Danny did maul down to 6. We'll find if this is going to work for him or not. And it does, and he scries. He's on top and passes. Brian casting an Elvish Mystic right here is very important for his takeoff. He can definitely go without it, but he does have a scry as well. So maybe he has a carried turn 2.
Well, not just Carrington. We could see something like Mystic and Hardened Scales turn 2.
He plays Phalanx Leader as well, so that could be his turn 2 play.
So we see a Forest. Now we get the Hardened Scales. And now we have another Hardened Scales. Wow. So this could get massive really fast.
Yeah, if he does have the Mana Gorger in hand and the land to play it, this could be game over right away.
Yeah, this could go off faster than what we had anticipated. So we see a carry to come out for Danny. So Danny's on that mana ramp plan.
He is up to 21 with a live game there. I mean, Danny would have to have a bird spell right away because it's going to come in, but he doesn't have it or the land.
Brian, missing that land drop really hurts.
He was playing Get There on the top deck, and he hasn't as of yet. So this is definitely swaying a little bit to Danny's benefit right now. If Danny has a really good follow-up right here.
Yeah, absolutely. We could see a Thunderbreak Regent from Danny right here. And I cannot see what Danny played.
It is a Planeswalker. Is it a Xenagos?
Yep.
Bringing in the Satyr for the swings.
So, quick beats.
When I talked to Danny about his deck, he did not mention that. So,
well, Xenagos used to be common to find.
We have here from Brian on turn 2, I mean with a 2-drop here. Blue Glare, I can't really see what it is. We'll definitely find out what that card's coming to play was.
It could be the...
Avatar Resolute, maybe?
Yeah, that could be it.
I was correct. It was Avatar Resolute. So, we'll wait and see what Danny has here. Can make quite a bit of mana this turn. Possibly. We'll wait and see where he goes here. He just goes ahead and makes another creature. And follows up with Sirach. Creature, he's going to swing with the 2 tokens. And Sirach. And he just goes with 1 right now. That's a swing for, what are we looking at here? Ciroc is 5 or 4? I'm not mistaken.
Ciroc is a 5-4.
So yeah, he is swinging 4-7 right here.
Yeah, so this is big. We'll see what Brian responds with here.
See if he decides to block, or he's going to take the damage. And he took the damage down to 11. Danny's definitely firing off. The land drop definitely being missed. Hurt Brian here. He's trying to play catch up now. We're going to see what does happen here.
Okay.
So, wait to see what Brian does here.
Oh, no, I just went timeout.
We have Dermoka's command being cast here. We'll see what the targets are. So that triggered 3 token or 3 counters on there, and he did swing and get rid of Xenagos, which is very smart because that was getting out of control. He revoked the command, double triggered, fought the token that he had up for a blocker.
I'm not sure about the choice to fight the token now.
Well, if it wasn't, he was never going to get Xenagos out of the way.
Yeah.
It was the only way to clear that. There's no just people making blockers or make mana for days. So I definitely think it was something that had to happen.
Yeah, I just feel like the better choice there would have been to fight the Ciroc.
Because Danny's definitely doing some damage in this turn.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, okay, so we get a Draconic Roar. 3 damage, 3 to him.
Yeah.
Revealing Thunderbreak.
Yes.
Regent.
But that is going to trigger 2 counters for the cast. Is that not a Mana Gorger?
No, that's Avatar the Resolute.
Oh, still Resolute, okay.
Yeah. And
My
so,
bad. I thought that was gone
yeah,
right away.
double roar.
Oh.
Now we see a God's Willing. We'll try to block that damage from going through. We'll pick up a Scry. But he's still going to eat 7 for sure this turn, with no way to deal with the Thunderbreak next turn.
Correct. So he is down to 1. And I think Danny has this game pretty well under control. I mean, he may have an answer. That definitely is not it. He has blockers out, but if Danny has any direct damage coming in,
Yeah.
I just think it's a little bit too late.
Yeah. too little, too late.
I think Danny plays, if he doesn't have direct damage, he plays the Thunderbreak. Chug blocks everything else coming through and swings over the top next turn.
Yeah, it's...
Finally got to his third land, which will help. He now has access to 5. I don't know if that really helps in this situation this turn.
I don't think it really matters much. We're looking at a 3-on-3 this turn, in which I guess an all-out swing benefits Brian with those blocks, but
yeah, I mean, I think Danny just plays the
yeah,
Thunderbreak
play the Thunderbreak
and pass turns.
Yeah, and that's what we see here. We see the Thunderbreak and the pass. Oh, well, no.
This Thunderbreak has haste. That I forgot about, yes. It's one of those cards we haven't seen for a while because, you know, Dragon sort of went away for a little bit.
Yeah, Dragons kind of disappeared with Thopters rolling out. And so, Thopters became a great solution to Dragons. Dragons were so good because, you know, they just kind of went, hey, you don't have any flyers, and now there are all kinds of Thopters out on the board to chump block. So
we will go to game 2 with Danny Wheeler up 1-0 in this matchup. Sideboard for this is for Danny. He would probably bring in Anger. Oh, so the Thunderbreak. Look at everything here. I'm not really sure what the sideboard would be.
So we could see some plummets in from Brian. That could be something. But other than that, I'm not 100% sure. Surrock's a big beat stick, being a 5/4. And the fact he has haste when you have Ferocious.
And that's how Danny swung that turn. Surrock gives target creature.
Oh, he gives target. Okay.
So that's how he swung through there. That was our miss on Surrock. So we'll definitely see the sideboard tech here. See how this game goes. We're getting pretty late this evening. We're at 12 viewers. Not too bad for this time of night for our first week. Thanks everybody for sticking around and watching this evening. Things go more smooth as we go along. You know, tomorrow night, hopefully will be a good stream. I will be playing Rally the Elves. So there's just a little bit of a sideboard there. When I took in and out. Elves will be fun. Bryce is playing it. I may put it on stream next round, depending on how Bryce does this round with it. So a little bit of the cards that Danny was citing in, could get a glimpse of them, unfortunately. That's something we'll try to get as we go on with the stream, maybe find a way to see sideboard and what's in the player's hand as we stream. Maybe add another camera or two down the road. Depends on how this goes, and the more viewers we have, the more we'll put into it, obviously. So, you know, we will do as much as we can for you, but we'll definitely do everything we can to make it a great experience for everyone. Definitely believe that Brian is going to be on the play here. He has to explode out. I mean, Danny came out of the gate swinging that game. Brian missing the land drop and not seeing a Mana Gorger, which is the main piece to his deck.
Yeah, and I can't believe he had to have had one in hand. I
But by that point, playing it was a little bit late in the game. He had to more worry about control situation. Okay. So let's see if they have a keepable hand here. And he's trying to show us what he has. I'm a little bit too high on the camera. Saw a little bit of land there. Looks like he's waiting to see if Brian is going to keep before he makes his decision. I mean, if he has two sources and an Elvish Smith, I think he keeps. And actually, both players are going to 6.
So maybe Danny was trying to show off that all he had was land.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that Brian is distracted by the playmat he's playing on. I mean,
yeah,
he does have James Meadows glaring back at him the whole time he's playing.
And he must have figured that with a playmat like that, how could he get a bad draw?
I don't know if Danny is playing Ugin in his deck or not. It could be maybe a 1-up.
I don't believe he was, but I've been wrong before, so.
I mean, he definitely has the mana to ramp up to a Tarka, so
Yeah.
it would be that much to go with Ugin.
Yeah,
I know he's played him in previous deck builds. It's one of those cards that he is fond of playing.
yeah, I could see that, or maybe even like the older Nissa, was it the World Waker?
Yeah.
That could be something he could play just out of nowhere. Because once again, this isn't exactly something he found on the internet. He did make some changes to it.
Yeah, Danny is known for that. He will play like he played the Ascendancy combo deck, but he does like to homebrew quite a bit, which is great. You know, right at Magic, every deck started out as a homebrew. I mean, somebody had to think of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's usually the best players that think of it first, though.
And Danny is going to 5.
Wow.
Being on the draw, that's not terrible. With Brian going to 6, the question is, did Brian keep a great 6 or just 6 that he could draw into?
Well,
that's probably the question.
The bad part about Danny's is this deck, we haven't really seen anything to pick up for missing out on cards. And he does drop quite a bit of stuff, so...
He does have the ramp, though. So, I mean, he could, if he has a Mystic and a Sorcerer in hand for turns 1 and 2, he gets there.
And that's what I mean, though, is that's going to be 2 of your cards from your...
5.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe
plus,
a 1
plus if you're
lander
saying it's 2 lands, it's tough. I mean...
Yeah. I mean, he'd be drawing into it, but could you pass up a hand that has 2 lands, red source, a green source, the Courser, and a Mystic? Or someone carried it, I mean, could you pass that up? Do you mill it away?
No, you can't get rid of it. But it's not ideal, I don't think.
Just thinking about it, doing the math. I don't see, if you have any land at all, you really can't go down another card. And he did keep it. And Brian has the hand to go with a turn 2 Mana Gorger if he has it.
Yeah, this could be big. I don't know if that'd be the smartest play by Brian, considering the burn that...
Well, I mean, he did play a green source turn 1. He did Scry, so he cannot cast the Gorger.
Yeah.
But he did get out...
I cannot remember the name of this card. It comes in with a +1/+1 counter for each creature, I believe, that has a +1/+1 counter. Or extra for each one with one. So, we do have Brian. Let's see here. I believe he got in turn 1. Or, sorry, for 1 on turn 2.
Yes. That may be the one that when it dies, you move the counter as well.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
And then we have a Phalanx Leader, so he's definitely going to start pumping up some
Yeah, he's on the beatdown plan now. He's really moving.
Danny did block. He takes 1, so he is at 19. 18. Oh, because of the counter, correct.
Yeah.
Is that a hornet's nest?
That's a hornet's nest.
Did not see that coming into play.
That's big.
That definitely will slow Brian down quite a bit. Because he can't lose. He definitely can't lose the Phalanx leader at this point because that's just going to pump everything up.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just put the brakes on the whole plan.
I think he might go on the pump the Phalanx leader plan right now and give it some sort of protection possibly if he wants to get through.
I mean, he probably doesn't have any cards left in hand. He calls them all. He does have 3, but having this great scope in hand right now is probably very unlikely.
And so he passed, which isn't promising.
So that makes you wonder, with Danny's ability, does he play Hornet Queen with the nest? That's unlikely, but some people, when they run one, they run both.
Yeah, that I can see him running Hornet Queen. That's something that you used to, or that you would see in the green ramp decks.
Especially in sideboard, you can ramp into it very easily.
Big aggro heavy decks, such as Brian's.
Just getting some tokens ready. So, are we going to have a raise the alarm in the turn?
I'm just kidding.
For 4. Oh, secure the waste. No. Correct?
Wow, yeah.
So that's one way to get around.
Wow, yeah, that's pumping the Phalanx leader and then...
It doesn't, because it has to be a target on the Phalanx leader, but it just puts overrun to where the nest isn't really that big of a deal. Once you get so many creatures, the Hornet nest doesn't mean much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he targets the Phalanx leader here, he's swinging for a lot.
Yeah, so we're looking at... Now, does the... Screw the way, so are they 2/2s or 1/1s?
They're 1/1s.
1/1s?
They are 1/1s until he targets Phalanx leader, and then everything's going to get bigger.
Yes. Because he has a hardened scales in hand before he does it. That could be game over.
I don't think you risk it.
I do see it look like a Dramoka's Command in his hand.
What I think he's worried about possibly is getting roasted.
And there it is. So, you see the targets. He's definitely going to get some Hornet tokens. Phalanx leader pumps up, and so does everything else.
So we have 2 Hornet tokens.
And he is using the Star City game night tokens.
Yeah, so once again, our shop participates in a program known as the Star City Game Night on Thursday nights, where you can win Star City tokens, Star City playmats, and still win wonderful prizes like booster packs and other things.
And also, when you do plan a tournament, if you have the cards you need, you do always have the option of taking store credit.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take the packs if you choose. Most people don't. They buy the singles they want. They'll take packs when a new set comes out at first, but it's a way just to keep on, rolling through tournaments. You just make your credit and you get into your tournaments with your store credit. So we will see how Danny is going to block here. I think for sure he blocks on the This guy here, the 4/4 we're looking at. He just has a green open. Can he give it protection with one green?
I don't believe so, and I think that was a mistake on his part to not juke that.
Yeah, the Inspiring Calls I was talking about earlier, I believe, correct?
Inspiring Call lets you draw for +1/+1 counters and give them indestructible, but it's going to cost 3 to do that.
So he doesn't have the mana open for it. So let's see where the blocks go, and I don't think Danny will take any damage here.
No, I think he's going to. Oh no, if he carries out.
Take it 1-2-0.
Okay.
And
So
that's the missed thing we're doing to think about. He is going to lose the Keratin because he moved the counters over.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see how damage resolves here.
Okay, it has resolved, and he only blocked with 1B.
So did he take?
So he takes 6.
They didn't mark any damage down.
Okay.
Well, I guess damage are resolved before the thing dies. So yeah, he probably could have blocked.
I think he may have ended up taking 2 off of that. We see another Sirach, but this Sirach doesn't have haste.
No, it does
Because
not.
he's not ferocious yet. And that will go to Brian's turn. Okay, so it looks like he did take 2 damage earlier from the soldier token getting in. And we'll resume Brian's turn here.
And as the players get more used to streaming and us doing the stream, they will assign blocks in front of the attackers. So that's something we'll work on as well as we go on. Most of the time it's easy to determine it, but with Brian's deck, with the counters being moved around and different things like that, it's not always easy to keep up as it is with the most
absolutely.
aggro.
So Brian passed. No attacks, no anything. Which is surprising to me.
Well, I mean, he would get through with some of the 2/2s, but he only would get. Actually, he would get no damage through. He would block the Phalanx leader with the B,
Yeah.
kill that, and then chump block everything else down the line.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't try to juke having a protection spell in hand.
I think he would have played it differently the last turn he did. Danny probably knows that now.
Yeah.
Because he did lose a big creature, it did move the tokens over to the leader. But now that there was no follow-up attack,
Yeah.
I think Danny knows that Brian's just sort of hanging out, waiting for the card to get him there.
So we can see a roast here.
And we still have not seen a Mana Gorger, which is
No.
the main card in this
Yeah.
deck.
I mean, that's
That
why
thing
he
would
likes
be
to call
huge
it
right now.
Heroic Hydras, right? So now we see the Thunderbreak Regent come in and attack for 4 in the air, which Brian can't do anything about.
And it was a pass a turn.
Yeah, once again it gets haste from the Sirach trigger. This we're seeing in phase. 4 costs. Is this company? No, it's another secure waste. I know I'd talked to Brian before, and he told me he was thinking about putting Collected Company into this deck. So I wouldn't be surprised with anything I saw him cast.
How would it work in here? I mean, with the Secure the Waste and stuff like that, you won't take a chance of dropping those to the bottom?
I think he just wanted to take a chance at getting Mana Gorger Hydra off of it.
I mean, like, in my Elves deck that I put Raleigh the Ancestors in, I took out the Collected Companies and left in the Court of Calling, just so I wouldn't lose, you know, the Rally, because it's such an important part of the deck. It just seems like this would be the same for Secure the Waste.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I wouldn't see Brian playing Secure the Waste unless he has something to target the Phalanx Leader with to put the counters on. Because if Danny cast at this point with Sirach and the Dragon, there's a Hardened Scales. Danny can play Anger here and have control the game.
I think this is one of those points where we see Brian come through big. And Danny can't play Anger here because he doesn't have the mana open for it. Right.
I mean, it would have to be next turn, but if he doesn't have anything to target to pump these up, they're all gone to an Anger.
Yeah, absolutely.
He only has one card in hand. So he cannot, I mean, he can get the tokens to summon the 3, he has 2 in hand. I'm sorry. But with his mana, I mean, it's a very risky play, and there it is.
So here's the God's willing. We'll see if it gets through or not. It does. So
we're looking at everything ticking up 2 counters.
Yeah.
Because of the Hardened Scales.
Yeah, so this is big. This is going to make the swing almost lethal.
Yeah, the Phalanx Leader is definitely doing the job it was designed here.
Yeah.
Something that we haven't seen a lot of is the Phalanx Leader. Obviously, Todd played it a lot as mono white, so everybody here knows what it is, but we've just not seen a lot of it.
Yeah, it's one of the better heroic abilities, but it's not played in the old school heroic deck, or well, not really old school, but the older heroic decks, the blue-white heroic, the Bant heroic, not really played as much in those. And those decks aren't built around building as many creatures as what this deck has on board right now.
Does this...
This could possibly be lethal.
He's doing 8 that he cannot block. He gave him Pro Green.
Yeah.
So... he can kill something with Sirach, he can kill something with the B, and
he has 3 blockers, though. So he has to go big.
6, 10, 14, 8, no, there's no way he can live through this.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Unless he's got Fog chilling in hand.
That would be definitely a different situation. What is the current fog spell? It's not fog.
I do not remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Danny's doing the math down. Maybe he thinks he has an out here.
I think Brian's explaining to him that it can't be blocked because it's perfect.
8, 12. Yeah, there's no way to get out of this. And I think Danny just realized that. And we are going to game 3. 60 minutes to go. Should be plenty of time for these two.
Yeah.
They were a few minutes late getting started, so.
Yeah, I don't think that time will be an issue for aggro against aggro. But you never know. So.
So we are going to game 3 in round 4. We'll be cutting the top 4. With it such close, everybody, I believe, has a loss tonight. I'm not sure if Brian was undefeated or not.
Get 49.
But that'll be an interesting top 4. Hopefully some decks we haven't got on stream will make it in. If not, hopefully the matchups will be different.
Yeah, we could see. I think Brian, if he wins this, I think he's a sure-in. Weimer will probably be in with Rally. Then again, you never know. It all depends on how everything plays out.
Weimer's actually at 4 points because he had the draw. Brian is undefeated right now, so I'm pretty sure he is guaranteed in.
So Brian is guaranteed. And once again, Brian is playing the Heroic Hydra deck, for those not familiar.
What was your round?
So yeah, it's up in the air for anybody right now. Even
What is Danny at?
Danny points-wise, he is at 6.
Okay, so I don't know that they even had to play in, but they did it for fun and they want to support the stream.
I mean, it is, you know,
We do
for
appreciate that.
Brian's sake, it is important though because top seed does have the option of being on the player's draw. His deck needs to be on the play.
But he's the only undefeated.
That is true. So he would have went to 10.
Yeah, he'd have been #1 seed no matter what.
It's going to affect a lot of tiebreakers. You know, with the top 4, I don't like taking the chance. I mean, yes, they both could have got in, but with it just being a 4, tiebreaker's important, and it's going to affect who else gets in. So I definitely like not splitting in this point. The top 8, you know, usually the top 4 can split in, and that's fine because there's still spots for for people to play up and in. So, but with Brian playing, he's guaranteed. So he had nothing to lose here other than making sure he doesn't see Danny again if he beats him. You know, with a deck with flyers that he doesn't really have a lot of answers for. So it would be smart if he could knock Danny out, knowing he's in for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think it would help Brian to knock out Danny. Well, Danny has so many flying beats. He has the dragons. We assume he has Hornet Queen, which isn't really his beatdown, but
it just locks the board down. They can't swing in. It lets you swing away with everything else.
Yeah, and once again, Hornet's Nest is a great counter to the large creatures that Brian makes. Early on, if he cannot give those protection and he swings into a Hornet's Nest, it's going to be tough to come back from that.
Danny's obviously on the play. I'm assuming he's keeping. He's not ready for the login yet. So I'm guessing Brian is deciding what to do.
Yeah.
Good evening, Rebel.
Rebel Scum. Rebel Scum, how do you feel about the new Star Wars movie? Are you excited? You gonna hate it? And no, it's not. That is our own James Meadows playmat. If you would like to purchase one, please let us know at facebook.com/thegoblinTraders. Send us a tweet at the Goblin Traders, and we would be glad to hook you up with one of those.
There you go. It starts off and fetches. I'm assuming that would be for a turn 1 Elvish Mystic.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard play, and I don't really think I've noticed him missing Elvish Mystics. So, yeah, that's always my luck when I play something like that. I can never, ever get a turn 1 Elvish Mystic. I don't care how many elf decks I'm playing. I can't ever get a turn 1 Land War Elf. I can't get a turn 1 Arbor Elf. Can't get a turn 1 Mystic.
And that's a great turn 1 play for Brian. I mean, he does slow down because of the mana, but it is absolutely great card for him. So
yeah, the Servant of the Scale on turn 1 is pretty powerful.
And he gains a life to make up for the fetch. I'll assume he has a...
Oh wow, Rattleclaw Mystic. So he's going on more of a beatdown plan this game. That's something we hadn't seen from him, was the Mystic. How do I feel about blue-white control with Angel of Tides? I don't know. Right now, I feel like Doctors really have the market on control. But we could always see changes. So when Battle comes out, we could see more of the switching back towards the big creatures. You know, especially with the rotation of Theros. But until then, I don't know. I think I like the blue-white with Thopter control better than the Angel of Tides.
It's a really aggro format right now. I mean, I think Goblins is going to make a stir. And that's a very smart play by Brian here. Getting rid of a mana reducer. He fights the one that doesn't kill his servant.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good play. He's going to be swinging for 3, which Danny can't afford to block. If he does,
I think he's only swinging for 2 with the servant of the scale.
Oh, because it comes with the 1 and they got the +1/+1. That's
Yes.
correct. Okay. I was thinking Resolute at that point.
Yeah. I agree. Darksteel Citadel is extremely strong.
And Danny does block with the Rattle Claw.
Wow, that's...
He must have a handful of mana or another one to play. Or he's just trying to keep that from getting out of hand. I'm sure Brian thought it was a easy 2 points of damage.
Yeah, I think he really wants to slow him down.
And if Brian doesn't have any more mana here, it was a great play. It looks like he's getting ready to play one.
Yeah, I believe he's really hoping he's playing the right one, I think. Okay, so we see a Windswept Heath come down. But back to the M15 rotation. Yeah, I think that's really going to hurt not just Darksteel, but losing Insol Artifacts just for some of those other Thropper decks is big. So we'll see. You know, a lot of times the first set of a block isn't really great for control. When going back to it, a lot of times the first set of a block is usually aggro heavy. But these are new blocks. We're going to a new system, so who knows? You know, things change, and that's their goal.
And those are both cards that we could easily see a reprint in. It's unlikely to be that quick, but I wouldn't like to see them maybe the first block of the next set for Darksteel. They reprinted quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
So we won't see it right away, but I think it's a card we will see just because of Eldrazi and everything like that. I think it'll be back.
Yeah. So very excited for Full Art Lands, huh? Is that a given? I haven't noticed it. Tom, did you?
Yes,
see?
there was a question asked. I don't remember who did the article for sure.
Okay.
Someone that is involved with the set. They said that we will not have fetches in this set.
Yep.
There will be a set of rare lands, assumed to be rare man lands.
Okay.
And they did say for sure we will have full art, but with different art.
I would be excited if the man lands were reprinted. I feel like man lands are incredible. And they would be something great to reprint. And then once again, Full Art Lands, you know what, if John Avon does one, pick it up. They usually end up going for the highest, right? So
the only bad thing that came out of that announcement is the fetches did go up tremendously over the past couple of days.
I will say that I called it from the beginning and stated that it was a giant red herring. So, oh, they're enemy color man lands? That's cool too, Maddie. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's really exciting. I can't wait to see how those work.
And we're picking steam up again. We're back up to 18. Watching right now, so that is great for our first night. Appreciate everybody for hanging in. Been a good evening of Magic. We've had some really good matches, so hopefully we can carry that into top 4 tonight. If we finish top 4 and there's still some modern, I may try to get somebody to move over for that. It's very likely as they're going pretty hand in hand time-wise tonight.
Yeah.
We were silent for just a moment though on the stream. Thanks so much. We was making the 5-minute announcement there, so didn't want to yell across the stream. How'd the elves that go for you, Bryce?
Awful.
Awful?
It's bad. It's real bad.
This could be worse, Bryce.
I'll show them how to play it tomorrow night on stream, alright?
Oh, wow. So now we're going to get a big anger of the gods here. That's it's pretty hefty.
Yes.
I saw all 4 Anger the Gods against Meadows.
Nice. He's seen several of those come out tonight.
I pinged myself for 20. I played a Siege right now. That's the only thing. Didn't kill me.
Nice. He's talking about my elf deck, and it evidently didn't run too great for him. I played with it earlier when we set the stream up and did quite well, actually playing against Brian. So, did you play a little with this deck earlier too, with Rally the Elves? What was your thought?
I mean, I beat up on Jumanji with it, but that doesn't count. No, Jumanji, I'm just kidding with you, man.
Well, he's not much as a pilot anyway.
Yeah, it's a rally deck. I don't know if it's as strong as the Nantuko Husk, because that Intimidate and Haste is pretty nasty, but it's really fun to do that and put all the elves back in play over and over like that.
Yeah, I like the Illusionary Elite because I can sacrifice the Shaman, Rally, bring it back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has a lot of tricks.
Well, that's what I enjoyed doing with it, was bouncing back, the elves that have the abilities, the draw abilities, and such. What is this? So, he's going to make his Avatar the Resolute indestructible. Is that what that guy's called?
Yes.
Yeah, Avatar the Resolute indestructible. So that's going to help.
But Danny does get the tokens.
Yep.
It would be, and Brian is correct, it would be 3 of the tokens because it did take 3 damage.
So, Prairie Dog, how do you feel about this red-black zombie goblin deck? Have you enjoyed it? No, Origins game day is tomorrow, Rebel Scum. Which, I'll roll out the playmat again for you.
And as you notice, Danny is playing, once again, the game night tokens. The ones for this month, I believe, are Bug. Is that correct, Bryce?
Yeah.
Can we see one of those?
Throw it on the us in game camera.
Alright. You're going to lose the scores here for a moment as I switch over, guys.
So, if you see in the bottom right-hand corner, this is the new Magic Origins Game Day playmat for winning Game Day tomorrow. Feel free to stop by your local shop, or if you're in Ohio or Kentucky or West Virginia, or if you just want to drive, stop by 314 Center Street, Ironton, Ohio, and come to the Goblin Traders and play with us.
And for the game night, it is monkeys with a token and a pin that you can get for the game night. Top 8 gets the token, and I believe first and second gets the pin. Is that correct, Bryce?
Yes.
Yes. So come in on Thursday nights and play. You guys can see those.
And as we discuss this, looks like that Danny will be getting in for, or he will be attacking for 7, I should say. And now we see a Become Immense from Brian.
So he takes 2 damage.
Yeah,
down to
he'll take the
15.
2 flying, block the Surok, which is big. That really does help.
Become events.
Yeah.
They did leave the 1 Death Touch flyer back to deal with anything. And Brian just passes. So it looks like Danny's going to swing with 2.
Here in a second, we're going to have to mute, because I'm going to have to yell time.
Alright, so we're just announcing the time. They will put a dice out so we can see their turns. We are still at turn 0 on Danny's turn. That would be the one and only James Meadows.
Yeah, the man on the playmat is James Meadows.
That guy?
Once again, if you're interested in getting one of those playmats, please feel free to message us on Facebook.
Is that
Throw us
CD
a
and written?
Yes, that is.
We have not seen him play that yet tonight, but he just hit Dragon Lord Atarka.
Is that 2 of those? I love CD Unwritten, and I feel like that card needs to be picked up before Eldrazi come out. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be a Dragon Lord Atarka.
So, unless Brian has something for Indestructible, his creature is done for.
Yeah, I think Brian may be on the scoop line here.
Brian never scoops.
Maddie, we can get you a custom play mat probably. Talk to Bryce about it.
Modern.
And he destroyed the Dragon Lord.
So-
and 3 down to 4.
Lane, no, sadly there aren't. There's this guy named Just Incredible that plays Amulet Bloom, but you know, man, he's kind of jelly at people because they have his playmat. So he gets kind of mad about that.
Is Jeff playing Amulet Bloom tonight, Bryce? Do you know? Yes. We may have had Jeff Chambers maybe playing. I know he hasn't. He hadn't decided before the tournament, so.
Is that late?
And we are at turn 2 of turns here. Danny may have a chance of getting there if he has some burn or way to get some more creatures out here. He did take Brian down to 9.
Yeah, we could see a double Draconic Roar, possibly. To see if it can take out Brian. But even then, I don't know.
This one makes him 2 less to cast. So I keep
And he did pass. We are at turn 4.
1 red and gains 3 red.
Let's see what Danny can do here.
Rebel Scum, those are some pretty good pulls, man. Hangerback Walkers are incredible. Not just in standard, but you know, seeing a little bit of modern play in some affinity builds.
And we was talking about them both being able to probably draw in if they wanted to. And it looks like we're going to have the draw anyways.
Yeah,
With these two.
at least they were nice enough to
Well, what
it
is
for us.
just for the fun of it?
Big ol' Hydra.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right, so they finished 1-1-1. We will go ahead and get everything posted for top 4. We'll be back in just a few moments. Thank you.